Hi Libra, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. You can also visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. And this is your monthly forecast for June 2014. Librans, we begin this month with a mixed bag. We have the first 4 days when Sun is forming a fantastic angle to Mars, and which sees you sort of break away from certain restrictions that could have been holding you for quite a while. It could be either a complete, drastic change of the way that you look at things, your perspective, the way that you have been looking at life or certain values, or the way that you deal with people. It's going to drastically change, and you're just going to be not going to be following the done route anymore. So I think that's a great thing for those of you especially who find it very hard to move away from the conventional route, so to speak. We have Mars that is going and clashing with Uranus later in the week, and this is going to seeing a lot of you do something really radically out of character, maybe go for a very daring adventure trip, or maybe just do something which is really not you. And though it may be, all adrenal pumping, and you could feel really excited, and the risk involved and everything around it will be very exciting and invigorating, but the consequences of it may not be very pleasant, because it is something, like I said, it could be something really drastic that you decide to do. So watch out for this phase as we begin the month. Librans, we have a new moon in Gemini, which is highlighting a need to expand your mind and feed your soul. And this is the time there could be a lot of restlessness from inside. A lot of you could be feeling quite frustrated with the stagnation that has been surrounding you for a while. It's a good time, however, to look at things with a newer perspective. Some of you may encounter a new philosophy, a new, maybe a new way of looking at things. And it could be not necessarily a religion really, but it could be really a practice, a philosophy which could re-energize you, it could invigorate you, and it could just make you feel overall quite hopeful about life as such. Now the Mercury Retrograde, which is happening from 7th, this is going to be, again, like the regular Mercury drill. You have to be extremely careful about your information, about your communication and travel plans. And this retrograde carries on till about 1st of July. So Librans, be extremely cautious, and not just in spoken communication, but also all the mails that you're sending. Be absolutely careful about the details that are there. SMSs which are being sent, ensure that you're sending it to the right person. Whether they are jokes that are being exchanged on a WhatsApp or on a SMS, ensure that they're not going to the wrong people, or maybe somebody senior at your work. Also, as far as your official communication is concerned, be very careful that you are not putting a reply all, or marking the mail to the wrong person. I've seen this a lot of times that we have, at work you'll have people who put the went mail in a draft folder, thinking, I'm not going to be sending it right now. Or I'm not going to be sending it at all, but I just need to sort of get it off my chest. But however, this month you need to be extremely careful about the communication which is in your work and which is in your personal. In fact, I would advise that don't touch your official mailbox at all for any of your personal work at all. Also, as far as travel is concerned, for those of you who are going to be undertaking a journey in June, be careful about your tickets, your luggage, so it doesn't get misplaced, whether the flights are correct, although it's the right date for that matter. Also, luggage could go a bit, it could get misplaced at this point of time, and retrograde does that about you. Try not to buy any big ticket item at this point of time. A retrograde normally brings about lack of information with it. So it's really a time to be researching for those of you who are planning to buy a big ticket item, maybe a car or a house. This is a time for you to be sitting and doing some research on it. Use this month as a research period, and once the retrograde gets over post 1st of July, you can go ahead and make that investment. It will it will benefit you. However, for those of you who must buy it, ensure that you really dig for details. Mercury retrograde is also a great time to rewind, rethink, and replot rather. The entire thing needs to get re-looked at. So ensure, also I think at times when we are in a hurry to paint the life's canvas with a big broad brush, we tend to miss out on the details. So the next 3 weeks, ensure that all the rugrats and the ankle biters are sort of out of your way, so that they don't slow you down. Also, it's a good time to be giving small things their due, so that the larger ones can serve their purpose. If there are some small things that are favors, or maybe small things or obligations that you have not been you've been ignoring them, or you've just been sitting and procrastinating it, maybe this is a time where you can sit and return those small favors, and they would benefit you quite well. I think also by doing this, once you take care of the smaller things of it, this will also give clarity to your vision as to what it is that you want. And don't be in a big hurry this month, Librans. Take your time. You have the time with you, and you may find that there could be some resources that you have not tapped in, and they could eventually turn into by tapping in these small resources, you may just find that they're turning into this huge tide, which culminates into not only moving your boat, but also maybe other boats as well. So keep that in mind, of the little resources that need to get tapped. Neptune is getting retrograde from June 9th, and Neptune as usual is up to no good. And though Neptune in any case is a planet, has a dreamlike quality, and it brings about some amount of haze and deception, and you really have no clarity, it seems pretty delusional, most of the things around it. But with a retrograde, it gets more accentuated, and this is going to be happening in a part of your chart that has to do with your health and your day-to-day chores. So don't let maybe imaginary fears, maybe it's something really small, and you let it really build up in your head. There could be a tendency to be more hypochondriac than usual this month. So don't sort of think or assume the worst. It could just be a migraine, and not something really drastic that you're assuming that, oh, you've got this. So take care of in any case, if you have been ailing or there has been a medical condition, by all means please go for your checkups. But like I said, it could just get heightened at this point of time, the aches and the pains, and imaginary and I think even if they are real, for the small bit ones, could just feel really large and could get really accentuated at this point of time. This is also a time wherein that you need to be careful about allergies and normal day-to-day stuff really about health. So it's nothing, like I said, Neptune is there retrograde. It's just going to make you feel that, oh my God, this is so drastic that has happened to me. I have this really bad allergy, or oh, I'm having a sneezing fit every morning, so maybe it can be something really wrong with me. So you don't really need to be worrying about it. Also, try and stay as organized and as focused as possible. Though Librans generally are an organized lot, but with the Neptune retrograde, it could sort of cause some amount of confusion. It could cause some amount of chaos and missing dates, or maybe general confusion around. So try and stay as focused in your day-to-day chores, mundane things that need to get done. Try and focus on the little details that get done, because those are the ones which would get affected. And normally we don't realize, but it is the day-to-day the smoothness of your daily chores is what normally or rather helps you maintain most of the sanity. So you need to ensure that your day-to-day running of your life is as maybe, I think you just have to focus a little bit more on what is being done. That is about it. Now Venus is moving into Gemini, and it will make communication more smoother, more sweeter. So I think towards the end of the month, if there is some work or some meetings that need to get done, do go ahead and try and schedule them towards the end of the month, because you will be at your articulate best, and there will be lesser chance of any confusion or you being misunderstood. Stay away from commitments this month, Librans, especially financial commitments, and especially from people whom you do not know that well. Don't get carried away by a sob story this month. You could have somebody coming to you and asking you for a loan. It could be a friend whom you have met, or a friend's friend, whoever it is. There are very less chances that you will see your money again. So be extremely careful about whom it is that you trust this month, what information that you are not just sharing, but the information that you are receiving. What is the source of that information? How much of a credibility does that information have? So keep your wits around this month, Librans, and have patience. Like, the retrograde is going to be helping you get more clarity on what it is that you really want ahead now in this chapter of your life. So have a great month, Librans. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again in July.